There are 2 drivers per car in the IMSA WeatherTech Sportscar Championship, but for the endurance rounds this becomes 3. And Corvette Racing have hired Nicky Catsburg to join Antonio Garcia and Jordan Taylor in 2020.
Now, I'm extremely pleased that I'm now the 3rd driver here at Corvette Racing. What I like about Corvette is that they're always extremely loyal to their drivers, so for me to come in here and to be part of this team is like a dream come true, and I hope I can be with them for a long time. And it pretty much feels like Corvette Racing is able to make a big group of people feel like a very small one. So it's like a family atmosphere, something I really enjoy, and I kind of perform better when the atmosphere is like this. Antonio and Jordan obviously have been with the brand a bit longer, and they've been helping me out, and I feel like I'm getting up to speed. I still have some stuff to learn. The American way of doing racing is a bit different than what we do in Europe, but it's been super nice so far.
The number 3 car leads the championship, and despite the retirement of veteran crew chief Dan Binks during the summer, it's his legacy that has made the tight-knit Corvette group so welcoming as well as so competitive.
Dan seems like a bit of a legend in the team, and honestly I've been getting along with him quite well. He's been giving me a hard time every time I take a little bit too much curb. I have to go and see him and he goes like, don't do that anymore. So yeah, he's been fun to work with.
Catsburg is relied upon as a fast racer and a safe pair of hands by a number of manufacturers, all the more impressive as he was a late comer to motorsport.
Most of the young guys, they start in karting. I never did any karting, so I only started driving cars when I was 15 years old. I had an affinity with cars because my family had like a garage in the Netherlands, so I was always driving around old cars in the fields behind our house. But then when I got to that age, I asked my father, hey, I would really love to do a racing school. So I went to the Bleekemolen Racing School. He's obviously a famous race car driver as well, and he taught me all the tricks. And then, yeah, kind of slowly I went upwards in motorsport. I tried to do Formula cars. I was okay, but I wasn't winning everything. And if you want to go to Formula 1, you need to pretty much win everything and have a lot of budget. I wasn't doing both. So at one point, Jeroen Bleekemolen told me, hey, maybe you should go to GTs, touring cars. I did that, and now the last few years it has really taken off, driving for several manufacturers, and I feel like the luckiest guy on the planet.
Catsburg has driven with BMW for many years, with victories including the Spa 24 Hours in 2015. Adding Corvette to his schedule is testament to his adaptability as a driver.
I do the long races for Corvette Racing, then I have an IGTC program with BMW, and I do the WTCR for Hyundai. So I'm driving all sorts of different cars, front engine, mid-engine, front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. People generally like to make it more difficult than it is. Yes, it's not always easy to jump from a front-wheel drive car to a rear-wheel drive car, but it's not as hard as they make it seem. It takes some adjusting, probably a couple of laps, and honestly, I feel like I'm really lucky to do that. I'm getting to do all these awesome races throughout the season.
Corvette didn't race at Le Mans this year, but instead Catsburg triumphed at the Nürburgring 24 Hours with BMW, then headed stateside to win the inaugural Indianapolis 8 Hours as well, before joining Corvette at Petit Le Mans, where he helped secure 2nd place, extending their lead in IMSA's GTLM Championship. He now has his eyes set on victory at the Mobil 12 Hours of Sebring, where Corvette and their new C8R can crown an extraordinary season.
Well, the C8R has been amazing, I must say. I mean, it's a bit different to any car I drove before, but to be honest, I really like it. The car is very nimble, very small, it feels like. Traction is amazing, and it just feels like a natural race car, and I've been really enjoying it so far. It's not always about the results. For me, it's really important that I just do a good job. So especially here now, I don't want to be making any mistakes, and then if we win a race, we win a race, but in the end it comes down to just don't do mistakes, try to do a good job and see where we end up.